Welcome back to the Gear Shed. Got another little review for you. It's the Fenix hl10 2016 headlamp. Now this little guy runs on a AAA battery, so it makes it pretty easy to find cells for. You can always cannibalize them out of your remote controls, out of your toothbrush or something like that, so they're quite readily available. So we're not talking button cells or anything crazy like that. To give you sort of a size comparison, we're going to compare it to a AA. Give you an idea there. Oh, it's going to focus. You can see basically a thumb width higher. That's the length. Similar diameter, and probably a little bit thinner around the main body than a AA. So it's just quite light, quite small, quite compact. Now, why I was looking at this guy here, mainly because I wanted something I could put in my tent. Use it as a just as a tent light, really. Also being able to go to the toilet, head into the toilet block, come back from the pub, that sort of thing. So not a lot of heavy duty use. It's not going to be finding trails. It's not going to be lighting up, going for runs or anything like that. It's just something simple, basic. You put it in your pack, you use it around the tent. So I was looking readily available batteries. So as I said, no button cells. Small and compact. You can either use this as a EDC light, a little keychain light. It's got a little tiny wee, if I can find it, where's it gone? Tiny wee keychain hole. It's very small. I'm not going to see whether you can see it in this light. Just make it out there. So it's very small. Wouldn't say very robust. I mean, it comes with a split ring that goes into there. Oh, there, it's a bit better. A split ring goes in there, but it's quite anemic. So it's something I would watch out for. A lot of these things I find, you have them kicking around in your key ring for a year and a half or something, and they'll fall off because it wears the hole out. So it's just something you've got to make sure you ever keep an eye on. Comes with this, as I said, comes with a split ring. Also comes with a spare O-ring for the tail cap. That's what comes in the package. Pretty much nothing else apart from the little holder that comes with it. Now, if you've seen last year's version of this, it had a really stupidly overbuilt headlamp strap. This is very, very minimalistic and lightweight in comparison. The last year's one had a steel clip in here and a big plastic surround with a fold-over plastic shield, and it's just overkill. It's just stupid. This is just nice, light, and simple. Single strap, 19mm, nice, robust, very good quality, Fenix quality strap, and it's got what looks like a flat cord lock. It's reasonably big. I've got a small, medium-sized head, and that's kind of like the amount of slack I've got. So it will fit most things, as long as you're not got a massive helmet or a massive woolly hat or something. You should be right. Now this just clips in. It's fairly robust. Clips in like that. It's got these locator pins. So if you haven't, like there, I haven't quite got it in, you give it a push, snaps into place. Holds it pretty firmly. You can move it around. It's not going to fall out. Going to fall off. You do have to take it out to replace the battery, so that's probably one downside. So you can't replace it while it's in there. Right, so that's a bit of a poo, but anyway, it's a bit of a bugger to get out, and I kind of think, how long is that going to last? With a lot of these headlamps now, especially with these right angle torches, you don't know how long they'll keep stocking these. I broke one of the hl55s. I stood on it and snapped the steel clip. I actually snapped the steel clip. Fenix did send me a new one, but the problem is, 3 years down the track, when they've gone through a couple of different models, you kind of, if you snap this, I think you're going to be on your own, so you're going to have to rig something up. So it's always the weak link with these torches. The torches turned out to be quite good, but the headlamp connections are the bits that suck. So it's just one thing to watch out for. Right, so what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about the UI on this thing and a couple of bits on the switches and stuff. It's got just an ordinary clicky switch on the top. Okay, I think it's a physical switch. It's not an electronic one. So as far as I know, there's no parasitic drain on it, which is quite good. The UI on it, the other one I'm comparing it to is the other Fenix I've got, which is an HL, I think it's called the hl55, which is the one that takes a AA or CR123. That was nearly borderline and perfect torch for me, apart from a couple of things they cocked up on. One of them was the switch was really easy to press, and the UI was on that one, and you pressed it and it just came on. If you left your finger on it, went into turbo. Was always turned on in my pocket, in my pack, And unlike this one here has anodized threads. So you can undo the end of this. And the threads itself are anodized. So there's no electrical contact with that part. It's only this end cap piece that's not anodized. So the idea with that is that if you turn, when it's in your pack, you give it a couple of little turns, it breaks the contact in the end. This is the O-ring will hold it on. It's not really loose or anything. So that means it won't go on. It won't turn on at all or anything in your pack, which the hl55 didn't have, and that was his Achilles heel. And that's why, for me, it got relegated to the car. And it just sits around the gear stick of the car now. This one, also, because of the way the Switch UI works, you need to press and hold to turn it on. So press and hold gives you turning it on. Each additional press, just a quick press, gives you the modes. Hold and press turns it off. Right, so let's look at the modes. So we go low mode, that's 4 lumens. On 4 lumens, running a nickel metal hydride AAA. Rechargeable runs for 26 hours. And dirty old alkaline runs for 24. Right, so the next mode, 30 lumens. That's 3 hours 10 on a nickel metal hydride, or 2 hours 30 on an alkaline. And then we have high mode, which is 70 lumens, 1 hour on a AAA nickel metal hydride, 40 minutes on an alkaline. Okay, so you're not getting massive run times at that end of the spectrum, but it's down here in the lows and the mediums that I was interested in. Okay, so click, 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 goes to your modes, click and hold off. There's no strobe, nothing funky like that, so you're not going to accidentally turn it on in strobe. Let's talk about weight, and then we'll go on to this optic and a couple of things. We'll show you a little bit of beam shot on the wall to give you an idea. So, weight. So, as it is here, just on its own with a lithium primary in it, we're looking at 22 grams, which is 0.75 ounces. With the headlamp with the strap plastic on its own is 19 grams, which is 0.65 ounces. I've weighed those on my dirty old kitchen scales, so that's my estimate. Yours may vary. With them together, that comes out at 41 grams, which is 1.4 ounces. Those guys over the water. So quite light. Kind of the closest things you're looking at. Fenix do like a button light. I think it's an hl10 or something, which is a round little light. Puts out like 5 lumens on max, I think. Or a Petzl E-light is another thing this is kind of similar to. So these are all in the same kind of feel, but I would say this is better because it's got readily available batteries. You're not dicking around with button cells. Button cells are a bit of a pain in the ass, really. So I like to say I could just go and get a AAA battery from anywhere, put it in, and away you go. I always use lithiums. I don't bother. As a primary, I use lithium. I also have inner loops as well. But the Energizer lithiums, mainly because of their shelf life and also their low temperature ability. Don't bother with alkalines anymore. I buy these in bulk, so buy them in 50s or 100 packs. So it's not they work out really, really cheap like that. So let's look at a little beam shop on the wall, and let's talk about this little plastic thing on the end. What is that? If you've seen the old version of this, it just had a floody optic. It didn't have this funky little thing on here. Now this is a diffuser. It's trying to be all nice and funky. So there's don't know whether you're going to make it out. It's kind of a roughened texture, and then you turn the other way, it's smooth. Now, doing that, it's trying to soften up the hot spot on it to just kind of diffuse the light to make it less spotted, I suppose. Let's look at the wall and see whether it does anything. So at the moment, it's on the spot setting. Hold it on. What have we got there? That's high, medium, high. Right, so that's low. You might be able to see that from here. The 4 lumens are still bright. It's not a moonlight mode. Fenix never does moonlight modes, which is a pain in the ass. This would be perfect with a moonlight mode because it would run for a shitload long time. But you're stuck with 4 lumens, which is actually still very bright. That's enough to navigate around inside of a tent. Probably navigate enough once your eyes are sort of dark adjusted. You can get to and from a toilet block or navigate around your tent or do anything really close with it. But turning that on in the middle of the night after you've your eyes have been, you've been asleep for a bit and you're fishing around to find something, you find it will be very bright. It's not anywhere near moonlight. So next setting, 30 lumens. That's still plenty to walk with, quite a fair bit. And then 70. Right, so you can see the pattern. There's kind of a bit of a spot there. It's probably very hard to see in the video, but there's a little bit of a spot. Quite a bit of flood, spill around the outside. Let's turn this diffuser. Do you notice any difference? Really, it's fuck all. There's not a lot. It just softens the spot out. Now, that's all dandy. I know what they're trying to do there. You can't tell a hell of a lot. On the wall, you can make it out, but in real life, good luck. But the problem is, let's just pull this curtain here to get it a bit darker. That's spot mode. See the plastic, acrylic little plastic piece on the side here? You can see there's a bit of sort of back scatter on here. Watch when you turn it into the, look at that, when you turn it into the diffused mode. Now, as a handheld, that's a bit of a problem because it does actually bounce back into your eyes and is a little bit annoying. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just kind of like if you drop that face down, you'd still be able to see it. You can see it there, look at it. It's all coming back from the little plastic optic thing that goes over the LED. All right, so diffused, not diffused. Diffused. It's actually more than what the camera can pick up. It is actually a lot brighter than that. So that's fine. When you put it in the LED, this little thing into the headlamp holder, you get some scatter. See, it's not quite in. There's some scatter back in your eye. So as you're turning it, it comes down the side. Not so much when it's in spot. So a little bit of a fail there. That's a bit annoying. You could probably get away with colouring it with a Sharpie pen or something like that. That would probably take a lot of that out. But you could just leave it on the spot because it really is not giving you any advantage having the spot on there. So I don't know, whatever. You should have just left it as it was. It was actually a good beam then, what I saw of it. So, is it an improvement? Yes, but not by much. They kind of shot themselves in the foot again. It's a kind of a classic Fenix thing. They do that all the time. Just about perfect, then they fuck it up. So that gives you ideas on runtime. Let's have a look at pros and cons overall. So I think the pro for this runs on AAAs. I like that. That means that the availability of cells is really, really good. You can get them anywhere, basically. You can scavenge them. They're pretty light. They're pretty robust. You're not dealing with lithium ions or anything like that. So that's an advantage. So before it's small, it's very compact. You just lose it in your pocket. And it's very, very light. I mean, it's quite a lightweight torch. It's not too big, carry around or too heavy. So let's talk about the cons. The diffuser, don't like the diffuser too much. I think that's a bit stupid. Could probably lose the diffuser and that would be fine. Short run times, compared to a lot of AAA battery, like handhelds, these headlamps seem to be quite anemic in their run times. They could be better, I think. And no moonlight mode. Moonlight mode, come on Fenix, so close. One more mode, half a lumen or something, perfect. Now, I'm not a big, freaky, lower output kind of guy. I'm not trying to make my batteries last months and months and months. I like the upper end of the market. I like, 1,000 lumens, 1,500 lumens on a headlamp. Just like to be stupid and put as much light on the subject as possible. But a moonlight in a tent in the middle of the night is a good idea. If you have to get up, have to find something in the light, you want to do your zip or find a pair of socks or something like that, 4 lumens is way, 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 way too bright. You're going to blind yourself. So you really want something that can put out half a lumen or less. There is a place for that, and I think you're missing it, Fenix. You need to just up your game a little bit. One more click, give you a moonlight mode, would make that AAA battery last a shed loads longer, and I'd be happy. One other thing is it's not really a big con because I don't. It's not something I would do, but it doesn't. Fenix spend a lot of time avoiding their flashlights running on lithium ion. So with this one, you could, if you put it on lithium ion, you get more output. I suppose that's the thing they're looking at as heat output and the like to prolong the life of the LED. But I think also with Fenix, it's just their market. They, I think these are kind of a step up. These are taken over for what Maglite was. Everybody gets these and go, whoa, so great, such a great torch. They are, but there are obviously other torches around that are, better quality and the like. And put out more lumens, etc. I mean, this one's a bit unique because no one's really doing a single AAA headlamp, really. So that's kind of a bit of a null argument, really. But Fenix, if they did moonlight, watch their tail cap with a physical lockout. If they all did all that, I'd be happy. I mean, the hl55, in my head, it was my dream head torch. Runs on two different types of batteries. You can put nickel metal hydrides in. You can put CR123s in. Blah blah blah. But the switch came on. No physical can't break physical contact. Can't do the physical lockout. So these guys, this is coming close. This is getting better. But yeah, moonlight, and you'd be on the way. So would I buy one of these again? Yes, I like it. It's really small. It's really light. I can live with the issues that it's got because of the weight. I mean, it's half the weight of any other headlamp I've got by almost a half, which allows me to carry this and maybe something else. Another little small rechargeable or another little small AAA torch to give me best of both worlds and still have a package that weighs as much as one headlamp. So the adage, one is none and two is one. So being able to carry two types of flashlights with sort of a combined weight of the weight of one works better. All right, so hopefully it gives you some insight into it. Looking at the reviews on YouTube, people just take them out of the bag and look at them. Don't seem to be very critical of them, and that's me being critical. Still a good torch. I certainly wouldn't rush out and buy one if you wanted something that would take you for a run. You could go for a run in it or something like that at night time. I don't bother taking this. It's not enough output. This is good if you've already got a handheld and you need something to read by, map reading, that kind of thing, and then you use your handheld for route finding and the like. I wouldn't. This is your second headlamp, if you know what I mean. Wouldn't buy it as your only headlamp, and that's just output and run times. Okay, guys. So comments in the comments box. Feel free to fire away and ask me any questions. I don't know. I'm measuring things and weighing stuff and throwing things in the water and anything like that. Subscribe. Got lots of other things that Santa's brought me that I want to try out. So I got another temp review and another review for something that's on YouTube, but nobody seems to have done a really, really good review of it. So until next time, guys, thanks very much and see you later.